Hey y'all, it's Lindsay with the Fiber Seed, and it is WIP Wednesday where I share what I've been working on. Which are a bunch of things. First up, have been dyeing a lot of yarn. Yes and no. I can't share the stuff I have been dyeing with you, but I've not been dyeing as much as I normally have been dyeing lately. But I will be coming up here in the next couple weeks. First up though, what have I been working on? Computer stuff. I know, fancy, right? No, I've spent time making these guys for you guys, so that when you go to my booth and you're like, what's the pattern for that? I'm gonna be like, wow, use your QR code reader on your phone, which is your camera for some people. Anyway, it's got all the information on here for you for all the patterns in the booth that I have samples for, unless it's just a swatch. So I still have this to do. Gotta cut it out and make it look like this, and it's laminated. I have a fancy laminator. It's not a fancy laminator. Anyway, what else have I been doing? Well, that's not something I've been doing yet. This is going to be a depth hat. There you go. This is a swatch of half speckles. That's how it can look if you knit it in a swatch. It can also look completely different than this. But what else have I been doing? I made a hat. Y'all, this is, if you want a quick, like, oh shoot, I got invited to a baby shower and I don't have anything, a Beloved Bonnet. Newborn size, takes like 4 hours less. If you're an average knitter. If you're a fast knitter, it might take you less time. If you're a slow knitter, it might take you a little bit more. But I made this for one of our longtime friends, a new baby that's coming very soon. But also because it was one of those things like, hey, remember they were pregnant and they're having a baby soon? They're having a baby soon. Like, we don't know, but soon. So I made that when I went to my princess birthday party for my niece on the way there. But then, I'm going to show you something. Why am I getting up? Because I can't turn the camera. I'm not that fancy. If you came for polished, you're only going to get half here. But what am I going to show you? I got out my weaving loom. I know you've not heard me say this 1,000 times. I actually got it out. Because my dear friend Emily said, oh, I've got one. And so I got mine out to show her how to warp her loom, and boy was that fun. I was an absolute, me. I was me. Anyway, let me show you how far I got it. So, I know the audio might be absolute garbage, you guys, but here it is. I got the warp on. Is it all warped? I'm using the same word for two different things. No, I've got 3 ends done. I did enough to show my dear friend, through my ridiculousness, how to get this stuff on here. But I only got 3 in because it was late. But you guys, this is not in shrink wrap anymore. I mean, that's the 12-year-old shrink wrap. I mean, that's pretty impressive shrink wrap. But, look. What's it going to be? It's just going to be a plain weave baby blanket in Birch. I mean, the colors I was given was neutral Greek, but not blue. So here we are. Maybe it's Italian. I don't know. So we're doing Birch. It's just going to be a very simple, and this goes so fast. If you guys wanted to bust your stash, I suggest weaving. Anyway, here's the loom. Maybe I'll show you my progress next week. Maybe it'll be done because it's that fast. I'm going to put it back down and hopefully not take my legs out. There. Am I going to cut that pause out? No. Because, again, if you wanted polished, you came to the wrong place. Only half polished. What else have I been working on? Words. Clearly not words. All right, let's see. The Confetti DK crocheted pullover. I have crocheted beyond the cropped version, but I tried it on and realized I need to make it full length because there's just a little bit too much ease. It's just, I couldn't layer it well enough to make it not look like, hey, you tried, but it didn't work. So here's where I'm at right now. I'm almost there. I think I've got like 3 inches left. So, well, and then sleeves. So hopefully by next week, when our frost dates and all sorts of things are gone, I'm going to have my DK crocheted sweater done. How about that? But in my fancy list of things, I made a tag for it already. So I've got that going. It's on Sprout DK. I'm using Bunny Trail. I do have a little bit of that left. And all the weights. And crap, it's heavy. Sorry, that's 5 hanks of yarn. Anyway, this is it's Jordan's Southwood shawl. Well, I did that twice. I did that. See how my memory worked? I totally called it the wrong thing, but I remembered I called it the wrong thing multiple times. It's a Southwood sweater. This is Jordan's sweater. It's made in Sprout Worsted and Bering Sea. And I measured him. That's where I was last time. I was like, I needed to measure him to find out how long it needed to go because he has a longer torso than most. So I needed to make sure that I didn't make him a crop top because that's not what the look he was going for. So anyway, I know that I have like 2 more inches before I do the ribbing and then sleeves. I really hope these sleeves don't stop me. Not these sleeves in general. No, sleeves in general, not these sleeves. But anyway, so that's how much I have left of his sweater. And that's on Sprout Worsted. I already said that, but just saying it again because sometimes I forget. So those are those 2 things. And then I went somewhere and I didn't have a colorway to swatch at the time. Those projects were too big. So what I did was I grabbed another WIP that I knew could sit in my lap and I didn't have to really think about. So I grabbed out a pair of socks I've been working on for Reece. That I'm making instead of making colorwork ones. And so it's to basically Penelope and Reece will be matching, not matching, but not matching. Those are Penelope's leg warmers that I need to weave all the ends in. I cannot get away from not weaving the ends in. Anyway, so those are her leg warmers, and this is all using Fangirl Fibers yarn. And then this is Reece's sock. I'm using the Community sock pattern by Sarah Eichhorn. Ooh, how did my memory go for that one? Boom, I got it. Anyway, so this is, for the most part, I wrote my own notes for their feet here at the top. And the modifications I made for like slip stitching to make, because their feet are, both kids' feet are narrow like mine. So I put a little bit of slip stitching down here at the bottom and made notes for that. So now it's like, all I had to do is measure Reece's foot or Penelope's foot and see if they've grown, which more than likely they have. But that's why I do top downs as well, because if I put it down, I can still pick it back up and keep going. So anyway, that's as far as I've gotten on that. I've gotten out of the heel and the gusset and all that, and I'm back into the foot. So I'm going to put the slip stitching in it and then do toe shaping, and I'll have a sock. And then I just have to make another one and make it fast enough that Reece doesn't outgrow it. So, but there's no guarantees in that one. But anyway, yeah, so that was Fangirl Fiber Yarn. And it's in DK because Reece really prefers DK socks and they work up faster, so I prefer them as well. Anyway, that's what I've been working on. There's some new colors coming soon, and some other fun stuff that'll be on the website, mystery stuff. Anyway, so that's that for now. Until next time, happy crafting.